Good evening. Welcome to Rupa News live on Channel I.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Chamindi Samarasekara.
And I'm Dishant Vaz. First, take a look at the headlines. A record percentage of polling in the north. In the Muluthu district alone, it has exceeded 70%. Counting of votes has been started. The first official result before 10 p.m. The Election Commissioner declares that the election was peaceful. Details of chemical weapon possessed by Syria have been announced. Now for those and other stories in detail, starting off with local stories. Counting of votes of the Provincial Council elections held today has been started. The counting of postal votes started around 4:15 p.m. The Election Secretariat informed that the first official general result could be released before 10 p.m. The National Rupavahini is in readiness to announce all results as they are released. The election was held to elect members for the Provincial Councils of North, Northwestern and Central Provinces. The voting commenced at 7 a.m. and ended at 4 p.m. This is the first time that an election was held for the Northern Provincial Council. Similar to other two provinces, voters in the Northern Province also displayed a great enthusiasm to exercise their franchise. The returning officer said that in all the 5 districts of the Northern Province, the percentage of voting exceeded 66%. The percentage of voting in the Central Province was around 60%. It was about 55% in the Northwestern Province. The ballot boxes were transported to the counting centres under heavy security. At this time, a special pilot project, transparent ballot boxes, were also used. It is reported that all ballot boxes have been received at the counting centres. There are 477 counting centres. There were 4,363,252 registered voters eligible to vote at the 3 provinces for the elections held today. 3,785 candidates from 44 political parties and 24 independent groups contested at the election. 148 members will be elected for the 3 provinces. The voting was held at 3,712 polling booths. The Elections Commissioner Mahinda Deshapri said that as a whole, the election was held peacefully. He further said that the postal vote results of the Muluthu district could be announced before 10 p.m. It is because that there are only 800 to 900 votes at the district. He said that, however, all results could be announced before 6 a.m. tomorrow, and it will be possible to announce the preferential votes, the results, before 6 a.m. on the 23rd.
The majority of voters in the Muluthu district have exercised their franchise in this election, registering a massive victory in this election history of the North. The percentage of voting in the Muluthu district has exceeded 71%. This is the first time that this much of a voting percentage has been registered in the province. The overall voting percentage in the Northern Province has also exceeded 68%. This percentage even exceeds the voting percentages of the Northwestern and Central Provinces. The political analysts state that this massive voting percentage clearly displayed the democratic atmosphere established in the North. The voters got the opportunity of expressing their franchise freely and peacefully without any form of obstructions. The people of the North state that the President and the government as well as the security divisions provided all facilities for them. It is an unprecedented physical and social development that the government has carried out in the North in the post-independent era. They point out that the first result of the Provincial Council election will itself be a victory for the program carried out by the government. It was the objective of the government to provide the atmosphere for the people of the North to cast their vote freely. All facilities in this connection had been provided with complete support of the security forces. The people's confidence in the Mahinda Chintana development program is displayed through the results of this election. No country in the world in which there was a war, this kind of significant election results have been obtained. The government's dedication is also displayed in this achievement. The local and foreign analysts point out that this election result is a remarkable silent response for the malicious statements issued by some Western countries, including America. Mullaitivu district take the lead in the sufferings endured among the districts of the north that were battered by tiger terrorism. Allowing the people to exercise their franchise freely in an area like this itself is shattering the opinions of all international conspirators functioning against Sri Lanka. The impartial analysts point out that all the honour for this achievement should go to the President and his government.
And now we're going to move on to a special report from our correspondent Dishant Darshad about the elections held at the Mullaitivu district. The voting at the district started around 7 in the morning and ended at 4 in the evening. The voting was very peaceful. The district returning officer said that 71% of the voters have exercised their franchise. There were 52 polling stations. The ballot boxes have been taken to Mullaitivu Madhya Mahavidyalaya for counting. There are 7 counting centres at this college. The counting started around 7:30 in the evening. The returning officer N. Vadanayaka spoke to Rupavahini about the counting being carried out at present.
Polling ended at 4 p.m. All election conducted free and fair manner. No untoward incidents occurred in our district, and more than 71% voters have registered their votes. We have already commenced the postal voting. We expect that the results of the postal voting will be released before 10 o'clock today, and after the polling boxes arrive to our main place, we will start the counting.
The Election Commissioner commended for creating the atmosphere enabling the holding of an election in the northern province. This is the first time that election in several areas of Mullaitivu were held after 1982. The Election Commissioner made these comments at a media conference held at the Election Secretariat this evening.
මොහුදුබඩපත් වන ප්‍රදේශයේ ඡන්ද විමසීමක් ඡන්ද පෙට්ටියව පැවැත්ුනේ මාගේ දැනුමින් හැටියට 1982 පමණ පසුයි. හැම ගමකටම ඡන්ද වෙයි සම්බන්ධයෙන් මා අතිශයින්ම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙන්නට ඕනේ. එම් ප්‍රදේශය පාලනයට සාමාන්‍ය සිවිල් රටේ පාලනයට ගැනීම සම්බන්ධයෙන් ඒ වෙනුවෙන් කැප වූ ආරක්ෂක හමුදාවලටත් සිවිල් පාලනය ස්ථාපිත කිරීම සඳහා සහ
The Commissioner also thanked everyone who assisted to hold a peaceful election.
ස්ථාපිත කරනු ලැබූ සියලුම නිලධාරීන්ටත් මම මේ ඡන්ද විමසීම පැවැත්වීමේදී ස්තුති කරගට වන්නේ. එසේ නොකරා නම් අපට
It's time for another special report compiled by a special correspondent Amal Samantha in the northern province covering the election activities. This is the first time that elections were held at the northern province to elect members for the Northern Provincial Council. The voting started around 7 in the morning, and there are 719,477 registered voters in the northern province, which has 5 districts namely Jaffna, Kilinochchi, Mullaitivu, Mana and Vavuniya. The majority of voters are from Jaffna district, amounting to 426,813. There were 838 polling booths in the district and 906 candidates from 57 political parties and 28 independent groups contested at the election. The returning officers informed that the election was held peacefully and there were no incidents of election violence reported. There were election observers from South Asia and the Commonwealth. As per the returning officers, the percentage of votes polled at the Jaffna district was 60%. In Kilinochchi, it was 68% and Vavuniya it was 70%. In Mullaitivu and Vavuniya it was 65 and 70% respectively. The ballot boxes of the Jaffna district have been transported to the Jaffna Central College, in which there are 44 counting centres. There are 82 counting centres at the other districts. Ballot boxes from the other islands have been transported with the assistance of Sri Lanka Navy.
The Minister of External Affairs, Professor J. Pieris, vehemently condemned the biased reporting being carried out by certain foreign media about the elections held in the northern province. He said that certain media failed to mention anything about the steps taken by the government to hold a free and fair election and thereby ensure democracy, and the program being implemented to uplift the life standards of the people. The election statistics indicate that the people of the North has voted with a remarkable percentage in the first provincial council election held after defeating 3 decades of terrorism. The election observers indicate that there was no serious violent incident in the election. Despite this, certain foreign media have attempted to project that the election in the North was held under serious violence. They have based an incident related to an attack that had been carried out on the house belonging to a Tamil National Alliance candidate named Mrs. Anandi Shashidharan for this purpose. Attempts have been made to blame the security forces, the EPDP organization and the supporters of the UPFA for this attack. The American Embassy in Sri Lanka has also issued a statement in this connection. The Asian Tribune website, issuing an analytical report, has pointed out that no one of the groups that had been blamed are going to benefit over the incident. The website states that the Tamil National Alliance has already benefited from this incident and it should be investigated who were the real culprits behind this incident. The Minister, Professor G.L. Pieris, alleged that certain foreign media behave in this manner since they are getting financial assistance from the members of the diaspora.
By foreign media, and reading some of the material that they have been putting out, the tone and the substance are very unfortunate. The main characteristic of this election in the northern province is that for the first time after a quarter of a century, the people of the northern province are being given the right to exercise their vote to select the members of a provincial council. This is a right which they have not enjoyed for several decades. During the 24 years which elapsed, we have had 4 governments, 4 presidents. No one was able to hold this election, and yet President Rajapaksa has had the courage to hold this election. You know, the reality of the matter is that the diaspora is very influential. It has vast resources at its command, and this is money accumulated by every form of illicit activity over a long period.
Meanwhile, the National Election Observers Centre has announced that the provincial council elections today were held in a free and fair manner. The media spokesperson of the organisation, Ranjit Sidhu Singh, said that especially that the voters in the north exercised their franchise with much enthusiasm and eagerness. Except a few minor incidents, no major incidents have been reported from the areas in which elections were held. The executive director of the PAFRAL organisation, Rohane Tiarachi, said that as a whole, the elections were peaceful and held in a free and fair manner. President Mahinda Rajapaksa performed religious rites at Sri Devra Mahaviharaya and received the blessings of the Triple Gem. The President visited the Sri Devra Mahaviharaya in Pandipiti yesterday evening and also inspected the ancient museum at the Viharaya. The President presented the Pirikara to the Mahanayaka of the Uva section of the Samanika, the most venerable Panyasara Thera. The chief incumbent of the Vihara, Venerable Kolod Navis Sri Subangala Thera, presented memorabilia to the President. The chief of the presidential staff, Gamini Sararat, also associated the President in this visit.
This is a report received from our special correspondent Rasika Gamage, who covered the elections in the Central Province. In the Matale district, the number of registered voters amounted to 366,546. The returning officer, Mrs. Helen Migasmulla, said that 60% of them have voted in today's election. There are 48 counting centres in the district at 3 locations, including in the district secretary office. 6 of the centres have been allocated for counting of postal votes. The counting of votes on an electoral level started at 6 p.m. today. 11 members will be elected from the district for the Central Provincial Council. The election observers informed that elections in the Nuwara Eliya district was held peacefully. They said that the people of the estate was very enthusiastic about voting. The number of registered voters in the Nuwara Eliya district amounts to 506,783. The returning officer BPJ Kumarasiri said that 65 to 70% exercised their franchise. The counting of votes will be carried out in the Gamini Mahavidyalaya of Nuwara Eliya. Counting started around 7 p.m. 16 members will be elected for the Central Provincial Council from the district. In Kandy also the election was held peacefully. Kandy district will elect 29 members for the Central Provincial Council. The number of voters was 1,015,315. As per the returning officer, around 62% have voted in the election. There are 5 counting centres in the district.
The United People's Freedom Alliance, in a special statement issued about the elections, stated that all democratic-loving people should appreciate the government for being able to hold an election in the north and thereby registering a record percentage of voting from the northern province, which was congested with landmines and terrorism 5 years ago. The government gave priority to establish human rights, economic development and democratic rights of the people in the north after eradication of terrorism from the soil of the motherland 5 years ago. Under the long-term vision of President Mahinda Rajapaksa, steps have been taken to make the people of the north to vote in a free and fair manner. Accordingly, these people have made a great contribution for their democratic rights. The United People's Freedom Alliance stated that they would expect that the international community will also appreciate this factor. The Mullaitivu district, which was a minefield, was voted with a percentage of more than 70%. The people of the Mullaitivu inherited terrorism for 30 years. The statement pointed out that in countries like Timor, Afghanistan, Iraq and Egypt, which suffered from terrorism, elections were held with the interference of the United Nations, and thanked everyone who contributed for this historic victory of democracy.
This is a special report from our special correspondent Asanga Neelangaratna from the Northwestern Province about the elections held there today. The election was held peacefully in the Kurunegala district and there was a great enthusiasm among the voters to cast their vote. The returning officer H.M. Hitisekara said that the percentage of voting exceeded 57%. The Kurunegala district will elect 34 members for the Northwestern Provincial Council. 906 candidates from 13 political parties and 12 independent groups contested the election. The counting is being carried out at 5 counting centres. In the Puttalam district, the election was held in a peaceful manner. The returning officer Kingsley Fernandez said the percentage of voting amounted to more than 52%. Polling was held at 389 centres. Puttalam district will elect 16 members for the Northwestern Provincial Council. 437 candidates from 12 political parties and 11 independent groups contested the polls.
The National Rupavahini was able to telecast first the election results at the all previous elections, and at this election as well. We're going to bring you the results from the Information Department, and now we're going to move on to the Information Department where we have our co-reader Nipuni Samarasekara bringing us the preparation of the national television to bring you all the results as they are released. Over to you, Nipuni.
Well, thank you very much, Pas, and you are here at the special studio set up at the Government Information Centre, where Rupavahini is bringing you the news, the very live coverage of the Central, Northern and Northwestern Provincial Council elections, along with our Rupavahini news team who's been around the country throughout the day covering these elections in the Central, Northern and Northwestern Province Council elections. We've also got this very special studio set up here to bring you the election results as they are released. Now, a little while earlier we brought you the very first election result which was released. How this happens is that it's given from the polling centre to the Commissioner of Elections, who then releases it under his signature to the Director General of the Government Information Centre. The Government Information Centre then distributes it to all the media channels that are waiting eagerly here to give out this result. And of course, Rupavahini, first as always, has set up this special studio to bring you the election results specially in all 3 languages as they are released. We also have this very special feature here that I should probably introduce to you, which is the special touch screen that is set up in this special studio that has the ability to analyze all the election results that are released. They will also compare, we will compare on this touch screen the election results as soon as they are released with the previous council election results and give you a very detailed analysis and breakdown of the results so that you are very sure and clear about the results as they are released. Well, back to the studio now, and we will continue with our election coverage.
Thank you very much, Nipuni Samarasekar, bringing us an update from the Information Department. Meanwhile, the police informed that the provincial council elections today were held very much peacefully. The police media spokesperson, the police superintendent, Buddhika Sirivardhana, said that the law and order was strictly enforced against those violating the election laws. The police media spokesperson, police superintendent Buddhika Sirivardhana, further said that the police provided special security covering all the areas in which elections were held, and among the measures to take they ensure that security was the mobile service operation. The police also request the people to assist them in ensuring security in the post-election period as well.
A Sri Lankan airline flight destined to Heathrow Airport in London had to be landed at Stansted Airport following a complaint made by a passenger that there is a bomb in the aircraft. The A340 Airbus was proceeding to the Heathrow Airport. Following information received that there are 2 suspicious passengers in the aircraft, it was landed at the Stansted Airport and there were 267 passengers, including the crew. The 2 suspicious persons who were in the aircraft were taken into custody by the British police. A special investigation is being carried out whether they possess any bombs belonging to target terrorists. The 2 suspects have come from Chennai without visas and they have been deported by Sri Lanka. Foreign media reports said that the other passengers were sent to the Heathrow Airport in another aircraft.
Today is the 8th day of the Colombo International Book Fair, which will come to an end tomorrow. The exhibition started on the 14th of this month. A correspondent at the book fair informed a massive crowd attended the fair today as well. Up to now, several 100,000 people have attended the book fair, which has local and foreign publications at more than 400 stalls.
Today is the 8th day of the Colombo International Book Fair being held at the BMICH premises. It is being held for the 15th time this year, and a large number of people are visiting the exhibition since tomorrow's the last day. According to organizers, over 950,000 people have visited the exhibition so far. Apart from reading material, you can buy stationery, teaching aids, and much more. The official TV partner is Rupavahini, and do not forget to visit our stall Ru Entertainment of Rupavahini. You can buy DVDs of past programs, teledramas, documentaries, and much more. Tomorrow is the last day, so if you have not yet visited, come visit. It's been open for you from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So don't miss this out. I'm Masha Dharmavardhana for Rupavahini News from BMICH.
And we have Kasun with the very latest on the world of sports. Over to you, Kasun.
A very good evening indeed, and a very good evening to all our viewers. Well, another match of the Champions League 2020 tournament was played today. It was between Mumbai Indians and Rajasthan Royals. Meanwhile, in the match played between Sunrisers Hyderabad and the team of Otago yesterday, the team Otago won the match by 5 wickets. Batting first, Sunrisers Hyderabad scored 143 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in their 20 overs. In return, the team of Otago scored 144 runs in 16.2 overs for the loss of 5 wickets. Brendan McCullum scored 67 runs not out.
The Met Department informed that intermittent rains could be experienced in the western, southern, Sabaragamba, central and northwestern provinces tomorrow, and heavy or thunder showers could be experienced in certain areas of Uva and eastern provinces in the evenings or in the nights. The department informed that the rainy atmosphere will get reduced from tomorrow onwards.
And with that, we wrap up this edition of Rupavahini News and hope you all stay tuned with national television for the very latest from the Provincial Council elections. Have yourselves a pleasant night.
Good night.